Okay, so we're talking about self concept, or also referred to as self image. It's used interchangeably, and your self concept slash image is essentially your perception of yourself, how you truly see yourself, not the way that you want people to see you, but deep down within the way that you really view yourself. Yourself your self image is always reflected back to you through people and your experiences in life, your circumstances. How you feel about yourself deep within is always going to be shown to you in your outer reality. If you're wondering what your current self image is, it's super easy to determine what it is. Literally, all you do is look at every aspect of your life and look at the results that you're getting. Look at your relationships, your income, your health, your appearance, your career, your job title, whatever the case may be. Look at every aspect of your life. The results that you're getting are all outer expressions of your inner self image. As you begin to change your self image from within, that's when everything else around you begins to reflect the changes that you made. But the change always starts with you. You don't change the circumstance itself. The circumstance is literally just an effect. The cause is the way that you view that circumstance, the way that you talk about it, the way that you feel about it, the way that you believe that that particular area of your life shows up for you. That's the cause. The effect is literally just the result. If you want to change the effect, change the cause first. And that's where a lot of people get that whole concept backwards, is because they are met with a particular situation that they don't like. You know, sometimes things come up in our lives that we aren't too fond of. You know, that's life sometimes. But I feel like a lot of people's initial thought is, I got to change this situation. That's not how it works. If you're trying to change the effect, it's a losing battle, because the effect is literally just an expression of what you previously thought about that particular situation, how you previously believed that that particular situation or person or whatever was going to show up for you. It's just you showing you how you feel. It's funny when you talk about it, and sometimes I hope this doesn't go over people's heads. Like, if you get it, you get it, you know. But everything that you experience in this world is just you being shown different parts of yourself, whether that's through people, experiences, whatever the case may be. You're being shown you every single day through every situation that you encounter. You're just being shown you. Like, let's say you're experiencing a shitty situation and your partner isn't showing up for you the way that you want for them to show up for you. If that bothers you, and you have a sit down conversation with them and you're asking them to change X, Y, and Z, you're trying to change the effect. So if you're asking them to change X, Y, and Z, oh, can you show up for me in this way, this and that, that might work initially, right? You might have a conversation with them. They'll be like, oh, okay, you know, like, yeah, I hear you. I understand you. They might change initially. And then you're going to always find yourself coming back and having the same conversations with them over and over again. And it's just going to be very exhausting at that point, because you're just talking about the same shit. What you need to do is you need to sit down with yourself and ask yourself questions. If someone isn't showing up for you properly, you need to ask yourself, do I believe I'm worthy of being shown up for? Do I believe that I'm somebody who people go out of their way for? Do I believe that I'm somebody who people put in the effort for? Do I believe that I'm somebody who's worthy of love? You know, these are super, super hard questions to ask yourself, but it's so imperative that you're real with yourself about this, because if you're not honest with yourself, listen, you could lie to anybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. If you're not honest with yourself about what you truly believe you deserve, you're just going to keep experiencing the same shit over and over and over again until you finally take a look within yourself and figure out what's going on belief wise. The treatment that you accept from other people or what you feel like you need to put up with is literally what you feel like you're worth. Straight up. You can sit up here and lie to yourself and be like, no, I believe I'm worthy of being shown up for. But if somebody isn't showing up for you properly and you're just sitting there doing nothing about it, you believe that that's what you're worth. This is just your reminder that you don't need to ask somebody to treat you with respect. You don't need to ask for communication. You don't need to ask for effort. These are things that should just be given without you having to ask for it. And honestly, it's the bare fucking minimum, bruh. Like, if you really think about it, that is the bare minimum. And if you are finding yourself asking somebody for these particular things, you really need to sit down with yourself and reevaluate yourself as a whole. And that's just real, like, that's just being straight up. You need to really sit with yourself and figure out why you feel the need to even ask somebody to do some bare minimum ass shit for you. Until you finally change your self image, you're going to keep experiencing the same things over and over again. I'm sure that if you look back on your life or certain experiences that you've had, you will notice that there have been certain things that you probably experienced where there was just a pattern where you just seem to keep going through the same thing. Maybe for me personally, I used to experience the same people, but in different people. So I would date different people, but it would always be the same person essentially, because at the time I didn't feel like I was worthy of being loved. I didn't feel like I was worthy of being shown up for. I didn't feel like I was worthy of a lot of things, truly. And I was shown that through all of these different people. And it felt like I was just dating the same person, but I was being shown what I needed to work on within myself through these people. And sometimes it meant me getting hurt in the process. But if it wasn't for those particular things happening to me, I wouldn't have known. And sometimes the best way that we can learn things is through pain. Sometimes it's not that it has to be that way, but sometimes that's how it happens for us. And up until you decide that you've had enough of dealing with some bullshit and you decide that you're ready to change, you're just going to keep experiencing the same things. It's up to you. It's really up to you. There have been times like, this is why self concept is so fucking important, because you need to have the right mindset to succeed, period. So you might be somebody, this is an example, and then I'm going to tie this into how self concept has helped me in my personal life. So you could be somebody who wants to work out. You want to go into the gym consistently. You want to be one of those, you want to go to the gym consistently, okay? And you might go to the gym 1-2 days in a row, and then the next day you might skip, and then you might go that next day, and then you take that next week off, and then the week after that you might go a few days in a row, and then it's just very inconsistent, right? But you want to be consistent. But the reason why you're struggling to really show up for yourself in that way, even though you want to, but your self image is the reason why you're not able to really show up for yourself in that way, because deep down you might not feel worthy of showing up for yourself in that way. That was the case for me because I've been an athlete all my life. All right. I played basketball from the time I was 5 years old up until through college. And I've been an athlete all my life. So I've been in the gym, and, that was just normal for me. But once I finished playing organized basketball in college, I didn't have any reason why I needed to be in the gym. But I always had a goal of wanting to put on a little bit more weight just to feel better within myself. And for years, like when I tell you for years, I tried to be consistent with going to the gym. I would try to make a plan for myself. I would set aside extra time to go to the gym. Literally nothing worked. I would go for a week, I would be consistent for a week or two, and then I would fall off. And it was like that for years. And I never understood why it was so hard for me to do something that I've done my whole entire life. But it wasn't until I really sat down with myself and I didn't realize at the time that I didn't feel worthy of showing up for myself. I always made excuses for myself. And I just really didn't have a strong enough why either. Literally, as soon as I changed my self concept, I became consistent with myself. And I've been going to the gym for consistently a year. I started October of last year, I think mid October of 2023. I just hit my 1 year a couple weeks ago. Bro, I've never been this consistent with myself in my life. And it was just a simple shift that I made within myself that got me to where I am now. Come on, man. I know you see it. Your self concept is literally everything. It determines your entire life, and the way that you feel about yourself is constantly going to be reflected back to you in your outer reality. So if you're wondering how you truly feel about yourself, just look at your life as a whole. Look at the way everything is being shown up for you and really just go from there. But if you guys want further tips and advice as to how to actually change your self concept, let me know in the comments below. I really love this topic because it's helped me in so many different ways. And I believe that a lot of people don't know about it actually. It's becoming more popular and more people are definitely learning about it, but you'd be surprised as to how many people don't understand how important self concept is in our day to day lives and for overall, living a successful life in the life that we desire to live. So, as always, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time.